Hi, this is Chris and welcome to Winemaker TV. If you like wine, if you like mead, if you like cider, and you want to learn how to make it for yourself, this is the place for you. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll know every time I come out with a new wine and a new video. Today, I'll be making an experimental cider. It's a peach apple cider, hard cider. So this is a cranberry apple cider and it turned out fabulous. If you want to learn how to make these for yourself, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. And today, like I said, we're going to be making a peach cider, so stay tuned. All right, today, we'll be making a peach cider. With the base is going to be apple juice, but I'm going to add 1 bag of these dried peaches that I got from the store. It is 6 ounces. So let's go over what you'll need. Of course, you need the dried peaches. You'll need yourself a 1 gallon fermenter. You're going to need apple juice that has no preservatives. I like the Indian Summer brand. I'm going to add some yeast nutrient. And to boost alcohol content just a little, I'm going to add 1 cup of light brown sugar. And today I will be using a Red Star Cuvée, but any white wine yeast will do. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started with this peach apple cider. First, I'm gonna like to add my dry ingredients. So I'm gonna add my brown sugar. Sometimes you got to add a little liquid to it to get that brown sugar down in there. So that's what you got your juice for. All right, then I've chopped up the diced peaches, and I'm just going to add them to it. Now normally I like to add any adjuncts to my cider that has sweetness to it in the secondary. So this is kind of like a experiment to see if the tastes are any different in the primary. They will probably be slightly different, but probably not enough for me to tell. And I'm trying to simplify some of my ciders so I don't have to remember, okay, this one's done with fermentation, so we'll stick it to the secondary and we'll add our adjuncts then. I want to add everything, let it go. And then when it's done, it's done. I don't have to poke and tinker with it later. So hopefully this will come out fine. And that's what's good about these 1 gallon batches. They're essentially experiments. Every single one of them is an experiment. So don't be afraid to try something new and something different on these 1 gallon batches. That's the beauty of them. All right, we got our peaches added. We're going to add the rest of, mostly of our juice. We're going to give it a little bit of headroom so when we shake it up, it'll have room to dissolve and move around. So when we shake it up, so we can dissolve all that sugar. Now this is a cider, and the main difference between a cider and apple wine is basically alcohol content. You add much more sugar to a wine to boost it up. A cider typically runs less than about 7% alcohol by volume. And anything above that, really consider it a wine. So I'm going to shake this up and incorporate all the sugar in the bottom, just enough to boost the alcohol content a little bit, but not enough to make it a wine. So I'm going to shake this up and we'll be right back. All right, I got it all shook up. Shaking it up does two things. Of course, it dissolves all the sugar that's in there. Also, you adding oxygen to your, it's called a must now. You're adding oxygen to your must. Oxygen before fermentation is good. Oxygen after fermentation is bad. That's when you get vinegar. So we want to add the oxygen right now. Now I'm going to add a little bit since it's winter time, especially since it's winter time. I'm going to add or give our little yeasties some nutrient. So we're going to give ourselves a teaspoon of this yeast nutrient. All right. All right. Okay, we've added our yeast nutrient. We're going to now finish adding our juice to it. You want it right at the bottom of the neck. All right, we got our yeast nutrient, we got our oxygen in there. Now, all we need now is the little yeasties. Like I said, I'm going to be using a Red Star Cuvée. Make sure that's what I got. Yeah, Premier Cuvée. But any white wine yeast that you do, but just Red Star Cuvée and Premier Blanc are my two favorites. So we just pour it in there. With ciders, I never do a starter. I have once and seen really no difference. Give it a little swirl. Add your airlock. And you are finished. So we'll be back to wrap things up. All right, I took my first initial hydrometer reading. It was the starting gravity was 1.045. So basically when this is done, it'll be about 5.5–6% alcohol, just how I like it. Fermentation will take about a week to 2 weeks, 7 to 10 days. And I'm gonna let it sit in there a month. Bottle it. Let it sit in the bottle. I bottle condition all my ciders, so they'll be sparkling. So I'll let it sit in the bottle for another 3 weeks to a month. So it'll get good and carbonated, and then I enjoy. So if you like what you see here, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll know every time I come out with a new wine and a new video. If you want to help support what we do here, there are links in the description below, Amazon affiliate links. Even if you don't buy any equipment that is listed in those links, I will get credit for any daily purchases you do make on Amazon. So it'll help me buy ingredients and equipment. So this is Chris with Winemaker TV, and that's all there is today.